talk to the people in the podcast.
Say hello, everyone. My name is Lex.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rex.
Of course.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda.
And I'm RJ.
And the kids are going to bed soon.
Yeah. Welcome back. Happy to see you. Shout out to the view count.
Yeah.
We're super excited about it, guys.
Dude, guys,
All
like,
right now.
thank you. Oh
We
my
see
gosh.
it. I know. We missed you guys too. It's a thing. Like, very much.
Seriously, keep that going. Get people to watch it over on YouTube too, because
Yeah.
YouTube's kind of lacking. But thank you, all Facebook peoples.
Yeah, we love you, Facebook people.
Yeah.
Good looking out. Appreciate that. It's
And if you watch us on Facebook, if you would prefer to watch us on YouTube,
Wev.
what? Like,
Either
we're
or.
we're on there too.
Yeah, we're on there. We're getting the audios of these in too, so that way if you don't want to watch the actual videos, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to look at her consistently, but if you need to listen to the audio, oh, you shut your mouth.
I'm just guessing.
You're absolutely beautiful.
I'm Jabba the Hutt.
You better shut your mouth. I think you're gorgeous. Obviously, put a baby in
No way.
you.
And our weekly reminder that this is not a family friendly
No, we are not family friendly.
even if we talk about family stuff.
Yes. We are your inner thoughts when you can't exactly say what you want to say to your children.
Yeah.
That's us. Allow us to be that voice for you.
Yes.
Yes. It's great. And we talk
Like
about
that.
other shit, too.
Like that bedtime book. Go the fuck to sleep.
Yes. Yes.
That's us.
I still can't believe that book was
We're
published.
not the ones who wrote it.
No.
We're just like, that's basically our thing.
I wouldn't necessarily care about the view count if we wrote Go the Fuck to Sleep, because that book is sold very well. I mean, I still would care, but, you know.
I wonder how many parents actually bought that and actually read it to their children.
Very few.
I mean, I would like hope so, but at the same time, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
I just couldn't see myself doing it.
Yeah.
I get, when he accidentally mutters a cuss word, when our youngest does, it's a.
I mean, okay, guys, just cut at me. I don't care. It makes me giggle a little bit. I know he's 6, and I know he doesn't know what those words means, and I
And
know
we
that
correct
he
him
shouldn't
right
say,
when it
and
happens.
Yes, when it happens, we're like, no, you don't say that word. It's a
No.
grown-up word. You're not allowed to say that because you're not grown up yet. But
In the back of your head.
I have to cover my mouth a good part of the time so he doesn't see me smile.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is the cutest fucking thing.
Yeah.
But then I immediately feel like a terrible parent.
You're like, I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm gonna, because it's great.
It's like, no, you don't see that, buddy.
No.
No.
No. But at the same time, hilarious. Hilarious.
Speaking of cussing, we just recently allowed our daughter to start saying a couple of words.
You did. I had no.
That's just because she's your angel.
But that's besides the point. It's not. It's totally the point.
Is 100% the point.
But I feel so weird about she. Now, mind you, she's not allowed to cuss like a sailor or anything like that.
No,
but
she's allowed to say hell and damn. That's
yeah.
it.
But first time I heard her say "what the hell," I was like,
And she still sounds so weird about
It
saying
is.
it too, because she's even like, she'll be like, and I was thinking, what the hell? like she's expecting us to yell at her as soon as she says it.
she must have caught my face one time because then she went like this. Like she perked up so fast like a deer. Mommy said, so you look like you're tripping, but she ain't. So she wins. What you want me to do? Sorry. So sorry.
Because we told her she's
Again, this wee stuff. I support you.
because we did when we first let Lucas start cussing.
This is true.
She asked, why can Lucas cuss And we told her that he was old enough to do so and that we came to the decision together. And she asked, so does that mean when I turn 13 that I can start cussing?
And I said, no.
No, you did not. And you said...
I may have thought no, but I said no because it has to be equal. Mm-hmm. Even though I don't believe that entirely, but it's fine.
Sexist.
Absolutely. When it comes to sissy, there will always be things. And it's not sexist.
It's not. It's just that she's your baby girl.
I've known that girl since she was 4 years old. She used to fit here. Well, actually, she kind of does now because she's still little. But
yeah, but she used to fit there super easy. They used to be a quick, okay, come on, scoop her up.
And let's go. But to see her maturing and realize that that's coming, like to know that 13 is here in November is crazy. Like to think 16, 13
2 teenagers
in the same house.
Speaking of 16,
I know.
oh my god, I had a conversation with a lady on the phone today about that because her daughter is turning 17.
Yeah.
So she's had the same laptop since she was 12. So she was like, it's her senior year. I want to get her something nice, something that's going to last, something big. So I was helping her pick out a really nice setup for her daughter.
Nice. That's awesome. It's just, it goes by so fast. Like in ways, he's still the same kid. You know what I mean? Like I look at him and I still see this skinny little redhead boy who wanted to go on that first drive with me when he first got here, and we went to the gas station. No, we went to McDonald's because we got food for everybody. And that's what he wanted. And we just talked, and it's a weird conversation because I remember you guys wanted me to have like the pre-sex talk with him, which was weird because knowing him the way I do now.
You guys?
Yeah. Oh no, I got picked on.
Guys?
Okay, sorry. Someone wanted me to have the pre-sex conversation with him. To now, knowing him the way that I do and seeing the man that he is and becoming, like I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more proud if I had him since jump. You know what I mean? Like he's smart and consistent and one of the sweetest men on the planet. Like he thinks about others before he thinks about himself when he can remember things.
When he can remember things, but that's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's a curse.
Yes, I know.
Of our family.
Sorry. But
sorry.
How does that make you feel? Like to think you're 32. He technically 33. Sorry. He technically this year could have a baby. Around the same time.
Punch you in the face.
Around the same time you had one.
I'll punch you in the face.
I'm just throwing out hypotheticals, man.
There is still a year
that he has
before we have to think about him having a baby at the same age that I had him. Okay. Gosh. Don't try to jump the gun, fucker.
That's not nice. Don't call me names like that. That's not sweet.
Don't be talking about him. Don't be talking about me being a grandmother at 34. Okay.
Hey, you'd be able to run around after the baby.
I will punch you. Fuck the face. I will punch you in the nuts.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That hurts. Why would you do that? I'll cry.
Thank God he's homeschooling this year.
I'm very proud of him.
Me too.
Like I can't.
It's killing me though because I can totally see where my mom pushed us into getting our permits and stuff as soon as we turned 16 because so excited for when he does that. Excited for him, though.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
to get
excited to have another driver in the house just in case I don't want to go to the store. And I can just make him go to the store and be like, here, go get milk.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But to just see the freedom. Because I remember when I finally got my license and then I got a car and I was able to, I didn't go anywhere, but I was able to.
Like I had the option. It was the availability of it.
Something happened, you know what? I'm gonna run down to Kroger real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to be in this house anymore. You know? I was able to...
Just your eyes.
I mean, I'm not anticipating that he will want to, like,
he won't
escape
have
from
to,
us like that. But, you know, I was able to leave as early as I wanted to go to school, just to get there and hang out with my friends before school started. I was able to give rides to some of my friends, you know, and that kind of stuff. And it was just so nice having that option, being able to, you know, not having to rely on either parents, Big Brother, or bus.
Yeah, I get it. I
could just go to the mall whenever I wanted. You know, obviously not whenever I wanted because...
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, if I were free and not held at the house for any reason, I was able to just go. And be like, I feel like going to the mall. I'm calling up a friend. Hey, yo, you want to go to the mall? And they'd be like, yeah, let's go to Aladdin's Castle. And be like, okay, maybe we can see a movie after.
Just that availability.
Yeah.
Like I've been trying to have that same ideal and be excited about it, but in my head I'm too much of a worrier about them. I know. Because then I'm like, he could drive, something could happen, and then what? What if I can't get to him? What does that do?
But that's why we need to make sure that once he gets his license, we can get him another car.
If quarantine wouldn't have been a thing, would you have wanted to like throw him an actual birthday party?
If he would have wanted one.
Yeah. Have you ever like thrown like a birthday party?
No.
Would that have been something you would have just had me do?
Yeah. That was a given. Maybe I was wrong.
Like, you're his mom. Isn't that like part of mom job? You know?
No.
I can't, now that I think about it, I can't think of,
fuck.
It is. It absolutely is. Because that actually got me thinking. I can't think of a father who I've known who's organized and thrown a birthday party. Not a one. That's a really sexist thought. But I can't, just going off examples, I can't think of anybody. That's wild. I could probably throw a birthday party.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
I probably could throw a pretty decent birthday party.
Wild.
Well, I wouldn't say all that. I mean, it'd be nice.
Crazy.
Strobe lights. Oh my god. Anyway. Super excited.
Yes. Super excited.
A little nervous, but happy
Yeah.
birthday, kid. Love you.
Love you.
Love you. Love you.
I
tons.
don't know if you will ever watch this, but if you
do,
I love you. And get your damn license already. It's fun. Don't listen to this old fuddy-duddy.
Keep yourself safe. YOLO.
You only live once.
I'm gonna put that's gonna be underneath the title card. It's gonna be an audio snippet from that. Anyway, next topic.
So which one are we doing?
Dr. Dre. So, for those who do not know, Dr. Dre is getting a divorce from his current wife. Sad thing. Very sad. She recently requested in her alimony setting to get $2 million a month in alimony.
A month.
Matter of fact, hold up. Let me look up the breakdown
Jesus.
of what she said she needed.
Now, don't get me wrong. I know she's used to a certain lifestyle.
And
but
total transparency, because they live in a life that we don't live right now.
I know.
You know what I mean?
But at the same time, just the way the way it was broken down shows that neither her nor her lawyers know how much some stuff costs.
Either that or
they got some sort of system that was like beyond.
Like she needs to be able to get signal underwater in the Marina Trench in order to have that high of a cell phone bill.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Megatron from the Transformer movies need to be able to make phone calls to Decepticons from where he was. Because that's where Megatron was in the first Transformers movie. Remember how they dropped him off in the trench? It was the second Transformers movie. Prime kicked his ass. They dropped him in the ocean, like the Titanic.
Oh, so he's calling them to come
pick him up
because he's a scrub.
Megatron's the biggest scrub of all time, cuz. And he had the coolest name. He had.
Ain't that the way though?
Yeah, cuz.
Ain't that the way though?
He had the coolest name. He could transform into the coolest things.
Coolest fucking name. Hot, like coolest looking.
Yeah, he was a
biggest
savage.
Scrub. Biggest
scrub. The Decepticons themselves the same thing. They had the coolest Starscream.
So, moral of the story, women: don't go for a Megatron.
Get yourself an Optimus Prime.
He might look boring.
Mm-hmm.
He might just turn into a fucking truck. But you know what? He's a badass.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he'd be there.
And consistently.
He saved your ass.
Yep. He saved your ass. He saved your homegirl's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? And then go home and bake cookies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ask you how your day was. So, the breakdown of why she needed... I'm sorry. I oversold her. $1.936 million to cover her expenses is $10,000 a month for dry cleaning, $135,000 a month for clothes. You ain't washing no clothes if you spend $135,000 on clothes.
Right?
So what you need that?
You're just fucking. You're not even wearing the same thing twice in one day.
So why you need that much for laundry and cleaning, unless you got one person who's a live-in? But even then, okay. If you have one person who's a live-in, like let's say I have a nanny and a chef.
Okay.
That $10,000 a month makes more sense then. Because think about it, $10,000 a month over 12 months is $120,000 a year, right?
Okay.
If I am a full-time nanny.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a livable wage.
You know what I mean? Like
in most places.
Yeah, especially in LA.
I mean, granted, if she's paying a live-in that much in LA, you are seriously underpaying your staff.
Yeah, because $120,000 a month in LA, it sounds nice, but in LA that ain't.
Yeah.
That's enough for a 2-bedroom in a valley.
And I get it. She's like, if they're a live-in, they already have room and board or whatever. But still.
Yeah. So, okay. Education, tuition, and living expenses, $60,000 a month. Really don't know.
What? Do they got kids?
Yeah, they got 2.
How?
I'm not.
Are they like grown or are they still in school?
They're still in school.
Oh well then.
Yeah, but even then.
But even still, that's like sending them to. But again, with them being
big money,
in the life that they are in, they obviously would have to send their kids to very exclusive private school to keep them safe and make sure that they get a decent education.
The way you say that.
Despite the fact that all education should have the same fucking
benefits,
quality, and be free.
But
for the system and everything that we are currently in, I understand where she may have to spend that much money. Although if it's that much a month, fucking seriously.
Private schools in LA are tough.
Seriously though.
I mean, I don't think it's $60,000 a month though. But
some of that money though could be going to like the inner city schools to help them out.
We don't like poor kids.
Okay.
So for the education piece, sorry, and my side note was, though he could do more because we all know how much Dre pulls in. He did also build the first music arts center at a Compton high school.
Yeah. Specifically
for those kids to get into musical science and musical theater.
I know that. So I'm not talking about him at all.
Yeah, but that's But the part that got me and what made me stop.
At least about that.
$900,000 a month on entertainment.
On entertainment. What?
What are you doing for $900,000 a month?
What costs? Now, and that's excluding, like, even if she were just going to events and stuff like that. You would think most of the money for entertainment, if you're talking about going to events, would be like in the clothes.
Yeah.
And accessories.
Yeah.
But she already got that covered.
Yeah, she already got that budget. Okay, because you know how much I imagine myself living lavishly.
Yeah.
Okay, especially before I met you. Not so much afterwards because you rub off on people like a curse. Not a curse, a blessing. You are a blessing. You are a blessing. You have made me a better person. Even though I joked and said a curse. I love you. But it took me a while when I was thinking about this topic today to think to myself what I would spend $900,000 a month on in entertainment.
Yeah, right.
Like all the other stuff, I could totally see myself doing. All of it, like everything else in the breakdown, even though it's ridiculous, like I would spend whatever it took to get our kids into the best education.
Right.
I would spend whatever it took, clothes-wise, to keep them comfortable. It would take a lot for me to spend $100,000 a month on clothes,
right? But
I could do it. Same thing with where she was housing-wise. I definitely could do that. But the entertainment piece, when I read that, I was like, what could I spend $900,000 a month on?
Let's try to think like ridiculously rich people.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of your normal everyday poor people, entertainment such as movies and like Netflix and Hulu and all them, which let's say she has all of them, like the highest tier, whatever. That's $16 a month for Netflix. I don't know what Hulu is.
If she does that bundle with ESPN Plus, it's like $14.
Okay, so that's 14, so that brings us to about $30 a month. Disney Plus, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the $13 a month, even though let's say she's already paying for Hulu as well. Just, people do that. It happens. Like there's even apps and plugins and stuff like that out there to help you get like not do that, because people sign up for stuff and they don't realize that they already have it because it just automatically comes out. It's whatever. Okay, let's just say that she's caught up in that. That's an additional $13 a month, so that brings us to $43. What else is there?
Well, see, you're thinking micro.
I know. I'm thinking micro right now, right? So let's just add everything together, assuming that she has every single paid for subscription there is out there. What do you think, max? That would be like $150.
If she has cable and stuff, let's just say $200.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking just the paid for subscriptions. I'm not thinking cable yet.
Okay. Paid for subscriptions, yeah. Let's say $150.
Plus, let's say another $200 for cable, because I know that can get expensive.
Yeah.
So $350 right there. Okay. And then
Which I think she had separately internet, cable, and separate. I think that was like something like 20 grand a month or something like that in telephone. Yeah, she had that separated, which to me is
Cable is $300 a month, like max. Like that's like ridiculously expensive cable. It's 300.
and if let's say even from an internet perspective, let's say you have Google Fiber, you're still at most maybe spending $100 a month. That's only $4, kid.
Yeah, well, hell, let's even give you the benefit of the doubt in saying that you have like the highest, best speeds, everything. That's still like 150.
And let's say you have it for 4 lines.
Yeah, that's assuming that it would just multiply 4 times. 600. $600, not $1,000.
Yeah. You know what I love the most about you? Let's skip the month conversation. If I gave you $900,000,
that would last us for 2 years at least.
And just told you to spend it on entertainment.
Oh no.
I don't think you could do that in 3. If I gave that money to you,
I would never. That would never run out.
Yeah, I don't think you could spend that in 5 years.
Even if I took like each of our subscriptions and everything out of that, it would never run out.
See, this is where we balance each other out well. I could spend it in a year.
On entertainment?
Oh yeah,
entertainment.
If you gave me a year,
I don't believe that.
Vegas.
Okay.
Cruises. International trips. I can spend it in a year. Hotels. Food.
Because other things, it wouldn't just be entertainment going to those. There would be other. If that was only for the entertainment, that would only be for the shows in Vegas. It wouldn't be for going to Vegas.
Well, see, no, because she doesn't have anything as far as travel and stuff in there, so I think that all was encompassing. I think it was like travel and all that stuff associated with it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because if you notice in the breakdown of it, she didn't have anything in there for like travel and stuff like that. That's not in there.
Okay.
So when I thought of entertainment, I thought of all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
So like travel expense and stuff like that, which is still that's astronomical for a month.
Yeah.
But if you gave me that money and
where all are you going? Where can you possibly go all in a month that would cost that much money?
That's what I'm saying. So in a month, that's
like,
a lot.
Even if you go to fucking like Barbados and shit, like
okay, and again, this is the difference in money talk. When I think of vacation, or when the average person thinks of vacation, we think average liner. We think Delta, United.
Well, no, I'm even thinking private jet.
Yeah, but then that's if you did private jet, you could spend $900,000 in a month. Because if you don't own the jet,
if you don't know,
well, she's getting a divorce, so she might not take the jet. May not take the jet. Dre may be like, nah.
You telling me she ain't gonna buy herself a fucking jet?
Getting $2 million a month, yeah, she'll buy her own jet.
She's not gonna rent a jet after having a private fucking jet of her own.
Yeah, like, oh, you want me to sit in somebody else's jet?
Exactly.
Poverty.
Ew.
Gross.
Gross.
But the whole reason we put this conversation on the docket, the one thing that I hate about this conversation and what it's brought up is the idea that, well, see, this is why alimony shouldn't be a thing. Stop it. Stop it. There's a whole other conversation. What Amanda said when we first started is very true. If you're used to living a particular lifestyle when you're married and you got that lifestyle with me in it, guess what? If you hit me or if you cause me to have to get out of this thing, I still deserve that lifestyle. Now, the only way I don't deserve that, at least to me, the only way I don't deserve that lifestyle is if I'm the one who caused it, or I got my own. Because if I got my own...
Yeah, if I got my own...
I don't need to take yours.
The only reason I would take yours is because I'm petty.
Yeah.
Now, because we talked about this a little bit when it first came out, what was like when that whole breakdown first hit. I understand a certain point of alimony, being that it was meant for, it was pretty much created back when women didn't work.
Okay.
They had to be at home with the kids, at home taking care of the kids and the household, and they weren't allowed, really, it was extremely looked down upon for them to be out there getting their own.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it was meant to help those women who unfortunately did have to go through a divorce to continue to be able to take care of themselves and their kids, you know, on top of child support, because every woman took the kids back then, to help them get through until she could either find another husband or find a job.
Right.
And back then, because this was like in the, I don't know when alimony was actually created, but the whole idea behind it was really big, like in the 50s, when women actually started getting divorces, because getting divorced was looked down upon, like divorcees, but especially women divorcees, were like pariahs.
Yeah, they were shunned. I go, you got divorced? You must have not done enough to keep him. Jesus. I couldn't imagine living in that time. I couldn't be the man born into that time. Because I would still treat you the same, like as I treat you now, but I would be shunned. I would be called a weak man. Because I value your opinion. And
you wouldn't, though, if you were born back then, you wouldn't treat me the same.
Well, in all fairness, if I was born back then, I'd be dead.
Well, yeah.
Marrying you.
Yeah.
So that's a whole other conversation.
I mean, it depends when and where.
Yeah, most places.
Most places.
Yeah. About 85 to 90% places.
Most places, but there were a couple places where we could have got married.
Yeah.
We just couldn't have moved out of those places.
I think that's one of the topics. Stay tuned, guys. I think that's one of the topics I'd like to have on a docket once. Is the idea of interracial marriage and its evolution and how different things are now, even though things aren't great now. But
compared to 50
how
years ago.
drastically different things could have been.
Compared to 50 to 70 years ago. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
Nope.
So I understand that, and I know that there are still women that go through, especially women of more powerful and rich men. There are still instances in which they're pretty much homemakers.
Yeah.
In one way or another. They're, you know, they don't necessarily... There are still some that still don't have their own.
Yeah.
Whether that's of their design, because they married this man knowing that he had money and he would take care of them, or if it's because of the man who's like, you need to put your shit on hold, you know.
And take care of the house because I'm going to make all the money. No, I understand that. I do.
So I get that. And it is only any time alimony is anything, it's supposed to be temporary.
Yeah, until you can get on your feet and do your own thing.
Where alimony gets annoying is when it becomes petty. When they do have their own for whatever reason, or like whatever, not reason, avenue, I guess. But they still go after the husband in the divorce or the wife in the divorce or whatever for that additional spousal support just because they're being...
Just because they're being like, oh, I'm going to squeeze you. Like, you left me for her? Squeeze. Oh, you left me for him?
Squeeze.
Get all my orange chicken. That's bad. not going in. I'm getting that out of there. That's not going in. Oh my god. Last topic? Last topic. We have a nostalgia topic tonight, and I'm very excited about it and kind of sad, but also kind of excited.
Yeah.
Guys, we are 20 years removed from the late 90s, early 2000s, as weird as that is to say. And it got me thinking about how much I miss that time period.
We're gonna sound old.
I know. So old. But this is a parent podcast. So technically,
True.
it is a parent and grown folk podcast. If you don't like this part,
see yourself out.
Peace be with you.
Okay. Do you remember no cell phones?
Oh. I was trying to explain that to a kid the other day on the phones about the idea that when I got out of the movie theaters, I would have to call my mom on a payphone. I was in front of the movie theater that we used to go to at Winnetka and hope that she was by her work phone, which she was because my mom worked at the office. And then leave everything I needed to talk to her about in that message because I wouldn't be able to call her back because I was going to go and hop on the bus and go home. No way of calling if the bus went down. Nothing. Wild.
Remember screening calls when we finally got a answering machine? That sounds so much older than you, but poorer. Also.
Yeah, well, your technology was further back because the further back you go this way. Well, come on now.
Or, honey, it could be more like poor as fuck. Okay? Your parents sent 3 boys to fucking private school.
Which I still don't know how my parents did that, and I love them for it to this day. Anything past Texas and before New York, you have to understand, as a Californian, we lump you all together.
Literally, like, some people lump in Ohio with the Midwest, but I wouldn't even.
But what is it then? Is it the Northeast?
It's the East.
Yeah, but you're not technically the East Coast, are you?
We're close to. West Virginia touches Maryland.
Oh, which I guess is definitely in Maryland. Yeah, I guess so. I guess.
And it touches Virginia, which touches the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. I just... sorry. West Virginia Mountain Mama. What do you think you miss more from that time period? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't miss the young part.
That was a joke.
Okay. I was gonna say, cause yeah.
Like enjoyable rock. You know.
I feel it. That's like me and hip hop.
Yeah.
So I respect it.
Again, sounds so fucking old.
It does, because people who are young now will be like, oh man, this is the best time to listen to that music.
But that's the thing, though, is right now is not... I mean, granted, I don't listen to a lot of new rock.
Mm-hmm. That's my fault.
Yeah.
I dominate your earwaves.
But even so, like, it used... Back in, like, the late 90s, early 2000s, you would hear a bunch of different, like, rock bands on... the pop music channels.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
crossover bands.
Yeah. Like you would hear Alanis Morissette, you would hear Buckcherry, and I'm trying to think of other Matchbox 20, and
Rob Thomas was huge back
then.
then.
He was.
Rob Thomas had a run. Like he had a very solid between Matchbox and then when he did a solo, but not too many people cared about the solo.
Yeah.
But it was there.
But you know, there was more rock leaning music back then than there is now. Now today, it's more leaning towards like R&B and rap, a hip hop,
the hippity hop.
A hippity hop.
No, please don't. Please don't. Just stop it now. And even rap now isn't great. Because even rap now is.
That's your state's fault. You guys can't see it, but I'm tapping my fingers on his leg
Because
right
she
now.
hates that line so much. But here's the problem with rap like that. It gets
It's fucking
stuck.
catchy. It's fucking catchy. And it's fucking annoying.
But no, lines like that get so catchy. And it's awesome. And it's horrible at the same time. Like, Life is Good. I shouldn't have liked that song. There's nothing in Life is Good for me. However, I've watched that music video probably 25 times. 25 times. I know how much you love that one. She's so upset. I miss that point in music too. I miss that point in music very much. I miss public spaces before online shopping became so huge. Which, granted, now looking back on that, we'd have been so screwed if a pandemic would have hit around then.
Oh, yeah.
Because shopping...
What you gonna do?
Yeah. You couldn't have really done curbside. You know what I mean?
Right? Because that was before... I mean, that was...
That was before
Amazon was still a fucking bookstore.
Mm-hmm. So...
And everybody was so upset because they were running Walden out of business.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, curbside wouldn't have been a thing. You wouldn't have been able to do online shopping.
Mm-mm. We would have been fucked.
Mm-hmm. But it was simpler. And it wasn't just because I was young either. I wish I could have the same confidence in letting my children go out and explore the world that my parents had with me.
But then if you think about it, because every generation says that.
Yeah.
Every generation says how, it used to be so much more carefree when I was a child. It used to be so much safer when I was a child.
That's true.
It wasn't.
Those same crazy people were out there just as much, as just you didn't really get a chance to hear about them all that much.
You didn't hear about them all that much because there wasn't as fast a spread of news.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, your parents just didn't tell you because they didn't want to scare you.
Yeah.
You know?
They wanted you to just go out there and go live.
Exactly.
Well, that's true.
Because, don't get me wrong. I grew up in a very safe area. Like, the biggest things that come out of the area that I lived in West Virginia growing up were that house that Charles Manson stayed in for a little while in like the 60s or 70s, and
Paisley.
Yeah, Brad Paisley.
Mm-hmm. I know you guys have Paisley.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his hometown is where my high school is.
Nice. Very nice.
John Marshall High.
All right, and it is. Don't get me wrong. Letting them live here is probably one of the best choices I could have made.
Yeah.
Because here is safer. I'm sorry.
It's okay. All I got to say was like where I was from.
Yeah, then you had stopped, so I didn't know.
Well, it's just because I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm sorry. So here, let's backtrack. Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley. But, it was a super, safe area. safe couple of towns that made up our living space. But I remember like walking from our junior high, which was literally across the street from my house. Well, across the street from our old house, not across the street from the house that we lived in at the time. To the next town over to go to the library. That's how small of an area it was. Like, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was me, one of my friends, my brother, and one of his friends walking from our junior high school to the library, which was in the next town over. You know, and I remember when we did live in the house across from Union Junior High School, which if we ever get big, guys, please don't. I'm serious. Don't be those creepy people going to see the house that I used to live in when I was in 5th grade. Okay, that's just creepy as fuck, and don't bother those people because they're
Simple town folk.
simple town folk. It's such a small area, guys. Please don't destroy it.
You can go to Clement if you want to. I mean, if you ain't from there,
Don't.
it may not be the trip you want. I'm just packed down till I die.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, Mabel. Don't do it.
Anyway, I remember just getting on our bikes and riding
Don't.
all the way down Boggs Run to just hang out underneath the overpass. Yeah.
Like, just hang out.
Underneath the overpass. Like, it was a small overpass,
Mm-hmm.
so we could literally climb up the side of it and sit underneath the road.
Why would you do that?
Because we were hoodlums.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I get that. I totally understand being hoodlums.
Who's calling you?
Nani.
She's too late. You know, I remember trying to figure out every possible way to break into Boggs Run High School, which was not an active school.
Oh, I was like, you never...
There was a school on Boggs Run that had been shut down for years by the time we moved to Boggs Run. And it just, I don't even know if it's still there. But they had it locked up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had, so my friend who lived right next to us had like an aunt or a grandma or something that lived right next to Boggs Run High School. So we would like just we would ride down there on our bikes and go over to her aunt or grandma or whatever she was house, hang out with her, and then me and her would go right next door to the school and try to figure out ways to break in.
That's boredom to the nth degree. Like, hey man, there's an abandoned high school over there. You want to go? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. I mean, you make fun of me, but like going to the barn or just there would be a football game going on and us and our friends would go and hang out at the Wendy's across the street from it.
Like during the game?
Yeah.
Just
hang out and then like
just go to the game.
Yeah. Well, we would be at the game for a little while, but then it was like, this shit's boring. We don't like sports. We're, you know, because goth.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah.
Juggalos and such.
In such.
Yeah.
In such.
Yeah. Was never a juggalette myself, but I did. Good number of my friends were juggalos and juggalettes. And it was just, you know, fucking simple. But then, you become an adult, and then you realize that wasn't safe.
It was not.
It was not safe.
Yeah, not safe at all.
Even in where I was, it wasn't safe.
No, that's
Like, the number of times that I probably should have gotten the cops called on me.
quite a few. Like, I'm all for adventuring and exploring your potential, but doing it in that kind of environment when a lot of bad stuff can happen, probably not the best way to do it.
Right?
Probably not. Couple horror stories from this side of.
Yeah.
I miss 90s R&B so much. I listen to it all the time now.
It was so bad.
It was
all
so
about
good.
sex and...
It wasn't all about sex. Don't you say that. Don't you lie. I'd die without you? Not about sex? Anything? No? End of the road?
Okay, hang on a second. It was all either about sex or sappy love songs.
Just one of those days?
Sing it to me.
It's just one of those days that a girl goes through when I'm angry inside. Don't want to take it out on you. See?
Love song.
That's not necessarily a love song.
She's talking to her love.
Yeah, but that's not...
Not wanting to take out a bad mood.
But that's not a love song.
Okay, name me another one. That's not TLC.
Damn, because I was about to hit you with, what about your friend? Put me on the spot here, okay? I didn't have this just pulled up in memory. That's not fair. I'm just saying. There are plenty, I'm sure.
In the comments.
Song for Mama. Boyz II Men.
That's a love song. That's a love song to his... That is the ultimate love song.
You see the agitation I have on my face right now.
That's only because you know you can't
There
me on that.
There are plenty of other songs.
Sex?
Take a Bow, Madonna.
That's not... You can... Okay, the only reason that you think that is R&B...
It's because Babyface wrote it.
No, honey.
That's my reason for thinking it's R&B. Because Babyface wrote it.
Babyface has written rock songs.
I know, but it sounds like an R&B song that Babyface wrote.
But it doesn't sound like an R&B song. The only reason you think that it sounds like an R&B song is because most R&B songs are ballads.
Just, okay. I can sort of
that
see
that song is more of like an homage to older ballads.
Suppose.
So it sounds more like the kind of music that my mom listened to.
Yeah, that's true.
Than an R&B song.
Back and Forth, Aaliyah.
What's that about?
Now let me see you go back. It's a dance song.
Okay.
This is a dance song.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So now you're just breaking it off.
No,
Now
okay,
you're just
no,
trying to-
that's correct. That is correct. Okay, I will give you that. I messed up. They're either about sex, love songs, or dance songs.
That's most music. That's most music. That you literally just encapsulated about 90. I would roughly say about 90% of music, in all genres.
In the 90s.
In all genres too.
In the 90s.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that wasn't the case in all genres. I'm just saying that in the 90s, it was dance song, love song, or about sex.
So yeah,
Or, like, if you're going rap, it's about, like, they actually talked about, like, injustice and shit like that, but...
drugs.
Drugs. That's pretty much drugs and injustice.
Yeah. Drugs and justice, and then the other two things that you said music were about, which were sex and...
Yeah, so it's just sex.
But that's rock, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Which is why it cracks me up when people who like particular genres of music say other genres of music are all about a certain type of thing. Do you hear the hypocrite in yourself? like you got that, right?
That's why I pull that out every fucking time. Like anytime anyone says that like one type of music is better than another, especially during a certain period of time, I'm like,
the music was about the same stuff.
At this certain point in time, it was all about this, this, and this. I can at least give 2, if not 3. And then be like, no, it wasn't. Okay, name me a song.
Yeah.
That wasn't. Okay, name me another. Can't do it, right?
It gets tough. Like, because there's always going to be outliers.
And then you bring in the... Then you get them saying, but that's all music. And then you're like,
So what are you arguing about?
Just like I did to you.
But... that's because you said generalizations about music that I appreciated, and I didn't like it.
Exactly. That's what people do. They're like, I don't like how you're talking about my thing. I was generalizing, but you're not allowed to generalize my music.
That's right.
But, I mean, in the 70s, what was music about?
Sex. Drugs. Love. Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying.
In the 60s, what was it about?
Drugs.
Drugs.
Sex.
Injustice.
Drugs goes like this. Drugs.
LSD.
I mean, it was said very artistically. That's the only difference between a lot of music now and music in previous generations, is that now music is just getting straight to the point. Like, there's no sugarcoating it anymore. It's just what it is, guys. Sorry. Hate to see it.
That's another one. That's not necessarily true.
And
maybe if you go back to like the 40s and 50s.
Even in the 60s, there was.
In the 60s, but in the 70s and 80s and 90s, I mean, there's literally there are bands, rock bands, hair bands, whatever you want to call them, from the 70s and 80s. Like, Kiss had a fucking song called Lick It Up. They had a song about a hooker that might have been underage.
You sure would look it up. They weren't talking about ice cream.
No, that wasn't the one. The Domino was actually the one about the hooker. Or possibly Dancer. I don't know. It said something about that bitch bends over and I forget my name.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
I didn't listen to much Kiss.
I know, but I did. My mother is a big Kiss head.
I like Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
He seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah. I remember it still, like, even when I was young, was a whole thing of how did he get his tongue to do that? Doesn't matter.
Just naturally has it.
No, I think, like, he actually, like, he already had a long tongue, but then I think he also got the hi-hat.
Oh, nice.
No,
like.
Because it was his defining feature, so then when he got more money, he was just like, well, I had a friend that could do that, though. Her chin was, like, super small, and her tongue was just, like, normal. So she could actually, like, stick her tongue out and go like that and hit the tip of her tongue.
That's so weird. Well, guys, it's that time of the night. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching. You're our oldest in the side room there. Getting it in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to view all of our older content too.
Yes.
We got a lot of our videos up on FB Watch and on YouTube.
And again, if you guys want to like switch this over from Facebook to YouTube or vice versa,
Wev,
all of this goes up on all of that. So whatever you want to watch it on, if you're sick of watching on one and want to give it a try on the other, you go right ahead. If you want to watch us on your TV and just pretend like we're actually there and you're talking to us, I mean, it's kind of creepy, but if that's what you want to do,
we're with it.
I'm cool with it. Like,
you can even pause it.
You can be my virtual friend.
Absolutely.
You know, I'll be cool. You know what? Put in the comments, like, tell me what we talk about to you.
Yeah.
Like, tell me what you talk with us about while we're rambling on about our,
lives and stuff. Yeah. I mean, because the cool thing is we may even get in the comments and respond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then we can actually have a back and forth.
Yeah.
Then you too can have a conversation.
Yeah. I try to watch the YouTube comments, and then he's all about the social medias.
I absolutely am.
So,
By the way,
come on and jump in those conversations, bro.
Follow both of us on our social medias. Those links will be in the bio as well.
Amanda WHST.
And I am RJ Carpenter 11. Yes. It'll be in the description.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the Patreon.
I'm only on Twitter.
She's only on Twitter. I'm on everything. Don't forget about the Patreon. And as always, thank you very much.
We love you.
We do love you. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
You want to blow him kisses? Go mwah.